I must suck at recording. I must absolutely suck at recording. And also I'm sitting there going, how many hours have I wasted? I mean, hundreds of hours have I wasted trying to learn mixing when clearly that's not been my problem. If you're any kind of home studio artist, it's almost a guarantee that you know who Warren Huart is. A little while back, Warren released a video showing how he recorded the song Valerie using only a Huart LCT 440 microphone. If you look at the comments, you'll see a lot of stuff about, how humbling it is for mere mortals. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to download the multi-tracks because Warren makes them available, and I'm going to see for myself what these sound like. What kind of work really went into mixing it. Now, the purpose of this video is not to dog on Warren at all. I think he's a great guy. I've watched his content for years. I think he does great work, and I think he's genuinely trying to help people. But after downloading his multi-tracks and mixing this myself, I think there's a huge disconnect between these content creators who are trying to teach people how to be producers in their home and what things are actually like for a home studio producer, someone like me, someone trying to write their own music, record their own music, and I'm guessing a lot of people like you who are watching this video. So we're going to get started. I've got the multi-tracks here in my Pro Tools. All right, so as you can see here, we've got 60 tracks. These are all the tracks from the multi-track session. I've got my master fader here. This is Warren's mix, so you can reference Warren and his mix, or you see the track. So let's just start by listening. This is everything panned up the center, literally nothing changed at all. I just want to show you what this sounds like.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and look across the water, and I think of all the things once do.
All right, so right off the bat, you can tell, holy crap, that sounds incredible. Obviously, the balance isn't right, but aside from the drums that could be brought up a little bit, that's mono. And it sounds pretty dang amazing. Like, just bring these drums up.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and look across the water, and I think of all the things once do.
I mean, it almost doesn't need to be mixed. I mean, I'm being a little bit facetious, but really, it almost doesn't need to be mixed. And, let's just solo some of this. I just want to show you guys a little bit of what I'm talking about here. All right, let's go to these acoustic tracks here. Let's pan them so you can hear it better. I've never, ever in my life of 13 years of recording had an acoustic sound like that right out of the box. And I'm open to being really bad at mixing. I'm open to being really bad at recording, right? I've spent years of my life, hundreds of hours, maybe over 1,000 hours on YouTube watching guys like Warren. My acoustic tracks don't ever sound like this. Maybe I'm stupid, but I'm guessing I'm not alone in that. I'm guessing there's plenty of people who aren't. I'm not a 30-year recording engineer like Warren is, so I get that. But that's kind of the point I'm making. I've never, ever put an acoustic guitar into my DAW and had it sound like this to begin with. Never. So we're back here, let's check out some of these acoustic, or some of these guitar parts here, right? So we've got the electrics. Oh, that's the DI. Right? You mix those in with the acoustics. Again, they mix perfectly right off the bat. There's no EQ issues. There's no frequencies that are out of hand. They just blend together perfectly. You can hear both of them. Same thing with the vocal. Let's jump on the vocal here.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
I don't see how he has a waveform that is this even. And again, I am not making the statement that they're not telling the truth about these being the raw tracks. I believe they are. But I think this Steve guy is a really good singer who knows how to use a microphone very, very well. These waveforms are unbelievably even. When I put my vocals in, they look nothing like this. The waveforms are doing this all over the place. The amount of automation I got to do to even out a vocal, this thing doesn't even need automation. I dropped 2 compressors on this before, and it was completely even, stood out in the mix like no problem, and there's maybe one or two little frequencies that I had to cut out with EQ that were a little bit harsh. Other than that, zero issues. I can show you my own vocals where I've got 2 compressors and a limiter. I've got 3 different EQs because I'm using 6 bands on 3 different EQs to find all the problem frequencies and cut them out. I've got automation for days because my voice is fluctuating in volume all over the place. So, again, I don't know what the difference is except to just say this isn't what a home studio engineer or mixer or producer is dealing with. You got people saying, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing. You guys, you're wizards. Maybe they are to a certain degree, but the microphone isn't the thing I'm excited about. I'm wondering how on earth do you get a track to sound like this raw? And it doesn't help me at all. It doesn't help me at all to get these multi-tracks downloaded because now I'm just sitting there going, I must suck at recording. I must absolutely suck at recording. And also I'm sitting there going, how many hours have I wasted? I mean, hundreds of hours have I wasted trying to learn mixing when clearly that's not been my problem. This session doesn't help me as a mixer. It confuses me and it frustrates me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to balance this and I'm going to pan left, center, right. And I'm going to come back to this with 0 effects, 0 compression, 0 EQ, nothing, just volume levels and panning. And we're going to see just how this can sound even without any effects whatsoever.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you do, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
As you can see, I mean, guys, am I crazy here? What's going on? Like, where's the mixing? Like, I get it, right? I mean, you listen to Warren's, right? Let's listen to Warren's mix side by side with this. So we've got, here's mine.
House on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer?
And, we can listen to Warren's.
House on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer?
Here's the thing, guys. I don't know that sounds better. It sounds different. You might make the argument it sounds a little cleaner. But if you A-B these two,
House on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? House on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer?
I'm not even saying I'm as good a mixer as Warren. What I'm saying is that I've literally panned these tracks. I've done LCR panning, left, center, right, and I've adjusted some volume. I have done 0 EQ, 0 compression. You can see it right here. No inserts. There's not a single insert on this session. I muted the DIs on a couple of these just because I didn't want them in there. And I'm not saying that I'm good at this stuff. I'm not actually making that point. What I'm saying is that I'm a home studio musician. I've been trying for years and years and years to get better at this stuff. And I'm beginning to come to the conclusion that the folks who are making these videos, they don't understand what's going on in our world. They're dealing with clearly pristine audio tracks. The reason I'm making this video is because I want you to understand that it's much more important that you figure out how to make do with what you have. You need to learn. You need to spend time and gain experience, do it wrong, break stuff, make crappy recordings, and then figure out how to make it sound better. These people can help to a certain degree. They can give you some insights and share some stuff. But at the end of the day, if this is the kind of track that Warren is mixing, I've got nothing to learn from him because I'm trying to figure out how to mix the bad tracks that I'm dealing with. I'm trying to figure out how to make my recordings sound better. And I've tried to do that. I've watched hours and hours and hours of Warren's videos. I've watched him do things on how to mic acoustics, how to mic amps. And again, I'm not blaming Warren. I'll take full responsibility. My point is, I'm not Warren Huart. So to expect that I'm going to get a recording to sound like this, I'm working on it. I'll try to get better, but you can't measure yourself by something like this. This mix, this recording is out of control how high quality is. It's nuts, right? And the fact that it was used with a Lewitt whatever microphone, sure, that's fine. I'm glad Lewitt makes a mic that can do that. It's pretty cool. We all kind of knew that as long as, you don't need a $1,000 microphone to make a good sounding recording. What I'm shocked by is that this thing basically mixes itself, and that there's hardly any mixing that needs to be done to get this thing to sound freaking amazing. And that's what we're talking about here. So, just do what you can, learn what you can, get better, experience things. But I encourage you to spend more time learning how to trust yourself. Spend more time working on your music, on your sounds. Stop spending so much time looking at other people and going, why can't I make my stuff sound like theirs? Why can't I get better than this? Just doing the work is going to make a huge difference. Just figure out how you work, figure out how you make music, figure out how you mix and how you produce a song, and you'll get better that way. Till next time, take care.